Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on JS50, and today, as you read by the title, I am here predicting all of the tracks from waves 4 through 6. Now, the last time I actually made a prediction was all the way back in summer of 2022, because I made an E3 Nintendo Direct prediction. I ended up predicting tracks for the next wave, and I actually did predict 3 tracks correct. I predicted Sydney Sprint, Maple Treeway, and Waluigi Pinball. And technically, I also predicted Singapore Speedway before it was found in the data mines, so I'm also counting that. Also, when they actually did announce Wave 2, I did mention how I predicted a while before I predicted Mushroom Gorge, and that also came in Wave 2. So technically, I predicted 5 tracks in total. With that being said, I'm here to predict all the tracks from Waves 4 through 6, including all we know from all the data mines. This is not a wish list, I want to point out. This is more of like cognitive, well thought out planning from what we know from the data mines, what we know what tracks are in Tour, data mines from 8 Deluxe, data mines from Tour, just everything that we know all compiled into one little video to make the most accurate prediction as possible. Now, I won't be mad if I predict a course and it comes in another wave. I'll still count that as me predicting it correct. With that said, how this video will be structured. So I will not be putting them into individual cups. I will just kind of be grouping them all together as one individual wave. So at the beginning of each wave, I will first list off every single course that we already know from that wave. What is helpful, what you are seeing on screen right now is a picture of the track list, the cup list from all the DLC, and every single track that we know so far. And so this will be helpful to keep track of what I want to predict and where everything is going to go. So yeah, by the end of each wave, I will be updating them with the correct track in each place. So yeah, and with all that being said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe whenever you want. It really helps me out when you get to subscribe. Also, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram handle will be in the description below. And all the footage for the Mario Kart videos in this video will be linked in the description below. It will not be linked in my Mario Kart footage playlist because that's mainly for like my least favorite track videos. Instead, I'll just be listing them individually. But yeah, with that being said, on to today's video, and we're going to start off with my predictions for Wave 4. Okay, so for Wave 4, there are 4 tracks that we already know from data mines and have already been announced by Nintendo. These tracks are Amsterdam Drift, Singapore Speedway, Los Angeles Laps, and of course, the brand new original course, Yoshi's Island. So that's all we know so far. But we also know that there will be a Wii course, a Double Dash course, a DS course, and a GBA course. So with that being said, on to my first prediction being for the Wii course. And I predict that the Wii course is going to be DK Summit. Now, DK Summit has been in Tour for a very long time already, so it just makes sense for them to bring it over by now. Also, DK Summit was found in the banner leaks, which, by the way, that's a whole other can of worms that I don't even think I could fully trust anymore. I don't really want to get into it now, but if you guys really want to like see what I'm talking about, I'll make a YouTube video later on. But yeah, basically, DK Summit has been found in the banner leaks, so that it pretty much is confirmed that it will be added. And my prediction is that it will be added in this wave. Well, that wasn't my original prediction. I had a different prediction, which I will get to at the end of this video. Anyways, for the Double Dash course, I predict that the Double Dash course is going to be Dino Dino Jungle. Now, I predict it's going to be Dino Dino Jungle because this is a fan favorite track that has already been in Tour for a while. And again, Nintendo pretty much knows what are fan favorite tracks because they added Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball, and 3DS Rainbow Road. So Nintendo knows what tracks people like. Speaking of Nintendo knowing what tracks people like, I predict that the DS course is going to be Airship Fortress. Now, I understand. I understand that apparently Delfino Square was found in the banner leak, but I saw what was supposed to be Delfino Square. That's a big stretch in my opinion. Okay, so I'm right in the middle of editing the video, so I wanted to confirm if it was actually Delfino Square in the banner leak. So I went to the Twitter post that I originally found. This one right here is supposed to be Delfino Square. You can see that this could look like the pier shortcut, and like this is like the bridge we drive on. And then I found this other photo, and turns out it's just Amsterdam Drift's cable car. So it's not the final square. The final square was not confirmed because of the banner leak. So, because I was actually kind of getting worried about that leading up to making this video. But yeah, it's not the final square. It's more than likely still going to be Airship Fortress, which I am very happy about. That is a big stretch for it just to be like the pure shortcut, according to Blossom. That is a big stretch for the final square, honestly. Which is why I'm putting DS Airship Fortress right here, because it is a fan favorite track. It has been in tour already for a while, and I think a lot of people would really want to see that back, especially Blossom and me and myself, because I love this course. And then finally, the GBA course, and what I think is going to be Riverside Park from Mario Kart Tour. Now, Riverside Park, that was recently added to the tour with the Animal Tour. And I feel like it's gonna be this one over like Cheap Island, because it's just so much, it's just kind of newer. And in my opinion, I actually kind of like it better than Cheap Island. There really isn't much other reason other than it's kind of a newer track and it's just in tour. But yeah, that wraps up my predictions for what tracks are going to be added into Wave 4. No character predictions so far. I'm probably not going to mention too many character predictions, only if like they 100% make sense. But besides, we already know that Birdo is going to be the only character that we get in this wave. But yeah, that about wraps up Wave 4. On to Wave 5. Now for Wave 5, there are only 2 tracks that we actually know from this wave. That being Bangkok Rush and Sunset Wilds. So yeah, the rest are going to be a Wii course, a Double Dash course, 2 tour tracks that we actually don't know yet, a Super Mario Kart track, and then the original track. So first off, my prediction for the Wii course is that it's going to be Koopa Cape. This one is yet again another fan favorite Wii course that has been in tour for a while and that Nintendo knows have a lot of people loving it. Not only that, but it was also found in the banner leak, so that kind of like boosts it a little bit for its probability. And then for my second prediction, I predict it is going to be Daisy Cruiser. This is yet again another fan favorite track from Double Dash that has recently, or at least more or less recently, been added into tour. So it just kind of makes sense for them to just put it in Mario Kart 8. At least with like the more updated version where you can actually drive through the pool. I remember the first time I played Double Dash after playing Mario Kart 7, I immediately drove right into that pool. I was like, oh, what the heck happened? And then my prediction for the Super Mario Kart track is that it is going to be Donut Plains 2. Why do I predict this? A, it's in tour. B, the music is already in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so they wouldn't have to re-record it. Because knowing Nintendo, they're lazy as heck. Because they didn't want to re-record music or Waluigi Pinball, and it sounds lifeless and boring. When, in my opinion, Waluigi Pinball should always sound like more hyper, upbeat. So in Mario Kart Tour, there have been data mine files that link to like names of big known cities in the world. And one of those cities being, my prediction right here, being Madrid from Spain. I think that this would be a really amazing track. They can get so creative with all the sights to see that I feel like this could be one of the best of the tour city tracks. And another track that has been data mined with similar names has been Orlando, Florida. I mean, this sort of kind of makes sense if you think about it, because Universal Studios Orlando is in Florida, and Super Nintendo World is going to open there eventually. Sure, it just opened in, well, first it opened in Japan, and then it just recently opened here in California. But it would make a lot of sense for an Orlando, Florida course. Because, like, imagine driving through Super Nintendo World in a Mario Kart track. How cool would that be? Imagine driving through the Mario Kart ride in a Mario Kart game. Imagine that just get way too meta way too quickly. Okay, and then my prediction for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe original track is going to be Piranha Plant Cove. Now this course was literally added into Mario Kart Tour last tour as I am recording this. And Piranha Plant Cove, it is a blast to play on. I already love it. There's already 2 variants of it. So it's gonna be a 3 variant track just like the Tour City tracks, which is going to be incredible. And obviously, if this is coming in Wave 5, this is when we are going to get Petey Piranha as a character. And I swear, Petey Piranha is probably my favorite character in Tour. So I would love it if he comes to Mario Kart 8. I would kick out Rosalina and probably start maining him sometimes. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up all my predictions for Wave 5. On to Wave 6. Alrighty then. So yet again, from Wave 6, we only know 2 tracks. That being Vancouver Velocity and Waluigi Stadium. Now, with the deal with Waluigi Stadium, it was originally supposed to be added in Wave 3, but for some reason, with a little bit of changing around in the placements of the tracks, Waluigi Stadium somehow ended up in Wave 6, and Maple Treeway ended up in Wave 3 when it was supposed to be in Wave 6. On to my predictions. The other Tour original track that I think it is going to be is, yet again, there were data mine files in Tour with a name similar to the city of Athens from Greece. Yes, an Athens-themed course from Greece. I have no idea, by the way, I have no idea what, like, the subtitles of these were. You know, it's always, like, Tokyo Blur, Paris Promenade, Singapore Speedway. I have no idea what any of them would be. Madrid Motorway, how's that? Orlando Oval. It is going to be an Athens-themed course, more than likely, if the predictions for what, like, the actual data mine files actually said. And then my next prediction for the second Double Dash course that will be in this wave, I legitimately hate to say this, but DK Mountain. I and Blossom do not like DK Mountain. It's so weird to drive on. It's just so jank. In every single version, it's not good. Double Dash was probably the worst version. Wii was not much better. Tour is just boring as heck because they flattened it out so much, and it'll probably be that version that we get. And still, like, going down the volcano at first is still really buggy and, like, still bouncy, and it's, like, just really annoying. But yeah, this would be a perfect time to add in Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, and Dixie Kong all to Mario Kart 8. Because it's a DK-themed course, so it just kind of makes sense to add the rest of the Donkey Kong-themed characters. And then my prediction for the Wii course at the end of Wave 6 is that it is going to be Wii Rainbow Road. Now, if you do remember correctly, I made a short a while ago when Wii Rainbow Road was added into Mario Kart Tour. I did mention how there was a Wii course at the end of Wave 6 and how it's more than likely going to be Wii Rainbow Road. And now, it's like more likely than ever that it's going to be Wii Rainbow Road because it's Rainbow Road, and again, Nintendo's fan favorites and all that. I've said that multiple times throughout the video. I do think Wii Rainbow Road is probably most likely course here, unless they actually do end up doing my original idea, which I'm about to get to, which would be kind of dumb, honestly, and I'm sure a lot of people would be upset with that. You may notice there are 3 question mark tracks there. Now, this is what I'm thinking. One of them is going to be an original course, and my prediction for that original course is the data mined bathroom course that has been found in Mario Kart Tour. There have been files and assets that relate to a bathroom, so people are assuming that this is for some bathroom themed racetrack, which would be kind of cool. But anyways, but then there's 2 other question mark tracks. Now, I, for one, think that it is possible that those 2 tracks are just tracks when the prefix leak came out, that those are just 2 tracks that Nintendo didn't fill yet, didn't have an idea of what to put there yet, and they just kind of left it blank. And with that, I think that those 2 tracks from 2 other games will be, one of them will be Wario Shipyard from Mario Kart 7. Wario Shipyard is a fantastic course. It is one of my all-time favorite Mario Kart courses, in my opinion. It's been in Tour for quite some time, and the music just slaps in it, in my opinion. It is just such a good course, and I'm sure it'll make a lot of people happy. And then I think it is also going to be another DS course, that being, because of the banner leak, apparently, the final square was not confirmed because of the banner leak, Delfino Square. Delfino Square, again, this is another course that everyone has been asking for. I mean, everyone has been asking for, even though it's kind of lame. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking for this one, so Nintendo knows that it is a fan favorite. It has not been added into Tour yet, but to be fair, they also took like almost a year to add Shroom Ridge into Tour, so I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, with that being said, that's one possibility, and the other possibility is that they are 2 new original courses. And my prediction for those 2 original courses instead of the retro courses would be a Mario Odyssey themed course. Now, a Mario Odyssey themed course would go perfect with Nintendo Switch because of how often Mario Odyssey is referenced, with how many games Pauline is in now ever since ever since Mario Odyssey, Pauline has just been showing up a whole lot more. And if this is a Mario Odyssey themed course, this would be a perfect time to add in Pauline into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, they got everything right there. She was brought back in Mario Odyssey. Then she was brought back again in Mario Tennis Aces. Then she was brought back again in Mario Golf Super Rush. And then she was brought back again in Mario Kart Tour. And then she was brought back again in Mario Strikers Battle League. And then it would just make total sense for her to be brought back again for Mario Kart 8. It's literally like a perfect character right there. And then my other original course idea. There's been another data mined file in Mario Kart Tour that is called DK. Now you may think that I'm going with like a DK, another Donkey Kong original course, but that would not make sense because of how many Donkey Kong courses would already be in Mario Kart 8 then. Instead, I heard somewhere from someone else that the DK could stand for Dokkan, which is Japanese for pipe. So you may think, oh, like a warp pipe themed track. That's not where I'm going with this. Now, what is like one of the main, most advertised new things when Super Mario 3D World was coming out? That is right, the clear pipes. I am, of course, talking about a Super Mario 3D World themed course. But not just any Super Mario 3D World themed course. Sure, there are plenty of themes you could do. You could probably do a course on Super Bell Hill or any other iconic course from that game. But no, what I want is a World Bowser themed course. Imagine how cool it would be to drive around a Bowser themed amusement park with that amazing soundtrack from Super Mario 3D World that is Bowser's theme. It's just Bowser's theme from Super Mario 3D World has got to be my favorite Bowser theme of all time. It's just so catchy, it's just so good, and I love it so much. And just imagine if that was a course in Mario Kart 8. That would be the coolest thing ever. Alright, and that pretty much wraps up all my predictions. Now there is one more thing I have to talk about, and it is in fact my original idea for my predictions. Now before I mention any courses, I gotta try to give some context here. So when I originally made my predictions list, I looked at like what tracks are going to be added from that picture we keep going back to, but before it was edited to have every single course we already know be in it. It still said a Wii course, it still said 2 Wii courses would be in Wave 6. Me, being stupid as hell, didn't think that, oh, that Wii course would swap out with the Double Dash course from Wave 2, that being Maple Treeway and Waluigi Stadium. So then we would have 2 Double Dash courses in Wave 6. I thought that there would still only need to be 1 Double Dash course in Wave 6, that being Waluigi Stadium, and then they could bring in a secondary Wii course into it. So with that being said, my original idea was the Wii course in Wave 4 was to be Daisy Circuit. Now you probably are thinking, oh, this is just his bias because that's his favorite Wii course. It's not. It was data mined in Tour that this course is coming to Mario Kart Tour. So it wouldn't theoretically completely be out of the question for it to come to Mario Kart 8. So yeah, my prediction would have been we would have gotten Daisy Circuit over DK Summit in Wave 4, and then in Wave 6 we would get DK Summit along with Wii Rainbow Road and Waluigi Stadium. No other Double Dash course. But then it was brought to my attention that it was actually swapped out, and instead of there being 2 Wii courses in Wave 6, it would be 2 Double Dash courses in Wave 6. And my original idea was to completely leave out DK Jungle from this whole list, because I'm not a big fan of DK Jungle. But overall, everything else just stayed the same. I just basically had this whole revelation and like, I don't know, multi-hour talk with Blossom about it yesterday. I was honestly really bummed out about it, but I mean, this one honestly does make more sense. I'm not saying it's completely out of the question that Daisy Circuit will come to Mario Kart 8, because again, we've seen in the past that Nintendo's willing to swap around places for courses, tracks, probably even if they really wanted to take out tracks that were planned for the DLC and completely put in a different one. So yeah, I'm not completely saying it's out of the question, I'm just kind of saying it's highly unlikely. But with that being said, those are my predictions for the courses for the next 3 waves of Mario Mario Kart DLC. Now, I'm very sure, like every time they release it, release a trailer, I will upload a reaction video and go back to this list and actually make it what it's supposed to be. And then change around some other things for the other predictions. Therefore, I can still be as accurate as possible. Again, if any of these courses will be added in any of these waves, then I will still count that as a prediction. I don't have to get extremely perfectly accurate for the placement of the tracks. I just want to predict which courses are going to come eventually. But I also wanted to categorize them in each wave for the structure of this video to make more sense. But yeah, with that being said, that is the end of today's video. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what tracks you are predicting for the upcoming waves in the comment section below, alongside any new characters that you want or are predicting will come into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with any of like these tracks you mentioned, because I really can't think of too many other characters that go with the tracks. So yeah, with that being said, that's the end of today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's free. You know, subscribe if you want. Again, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram below. My handle will be in the description, alongside all the footage used in this video. Yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Only a few more weeks until Wave 4 releases. I don't know the release date. All I know is that it comes out next month. More than likely.